And of course, I would like to take a moment just to remind you that this tournament is brought to you by Community Gaming. They run weekly tournaments for Valorant, Super Smash Bros., Hearthstone, and more. Community Gaming is an all-in-one platform that helps supercharge events of all levels, from community grassroots to Tier 1 professional events. You can experience it for yourself at communitygaming.io or join their Discord server to learn more. These guys are heading in big time down here. Might see some action early. Tournament also brought to you by PL.Doge, the digital currency with one of the most vibrant communities on the powerful Polygon network. Offers a wide variety of fun interactions to its holders in the form of NFTs, apps, airdrops, and access to different DeFi platforms ready to use on Polygon. You can experience that for yourself at PL.Doge.com. It's PL.Doge.com. Keep in mind that there's a higher prize pool potential if the league sponsors get more activities from the sponsor links, such as account creation and link clicks. It takes less than a minute to do both of those things. Simply type !ad in chat or check the panels and description for sponsor links if you're interested. That being said, the game is underway. Both teams secured a little bit of warning down in the Legion side jungle. Big vision coming out by the Legion, getting that bottom lane ward, and both teams prioritizing a bit of rune vision. Looks like we might see a fun lane lining up here. Cthulhu accompanied by Riftwalker up against the solo Kraken. Satellidium, a formidable force in the mid lane, though. He might struggle a bit, but his hero has definitely got the potential to stand up here. What you got is going to start off in his own jungle, making some sort of pseudo-trialing down here with the Madman and Monarch nearby against this Zane on Behemoth. He does go for those early red boots, so he's going to look to try to be mobile and scrape up whatever little bit of experience he can get. Comes in with a Fisher to harass, maybe trying to snipe out some creep kills. Doesn't get any just yet. So in the meantime, we do see Riftwalker. Oh, Zane is taking a lot of damage down here, and this is going to be quite a dangerous lane for him for the time being, at least until he can get some Striders and early rotations. The middle lane, Riftwalker must have gotten Tsunami charged back into tower range, because she takes a lot of damage as well. We do see Cthulhu quickly returning fire. Very even matchup between these two heroes and similar skill sets. So Ophelia did get the D ward on that jungle camp, so the first spawn was able to get through and see if she can't come through smelling like a rose after that. Up at top, we got Doze on the solo lane up against FA Andromeda. Double stun lane. He's got to be careful. He uses the Lava Surge there. Forced to use it to kind of close the gap and make sure he doesn't take too much damage. But double stuns. Aurora. He's not going to be able to hide in the trees very much. They've already got a sentry wards, revelation wards on Imba so they are ready to punish this Magnus if anything happens. Behemoth does manage to snipe out that illusion rune down at the bottom. You can see a little bit of back and forth between what you got. Likes to control those runes when he can, given that they both already invested a ward in this, but nothing really comes out of it. Behemoth, though, going to rotate top. Looks like maybe using this illusion, see if he can actually trick them into thinking that's the real one. Looks like for a second maybe they believed it, but no. Rotation's coming up into the top. Looks like they're going to try to punish a bloodlust kill onto Magnus, who's retreating into the trees here. Doesn't seem to have a portal on him, so this one's going to be all about running. They lead him with the Lava Surge. Oh, my game froze a little bit there. He does not even get a chance to use the Lava Surge. But he does get the deny by dying to the neutral creep, so no bloodlust kill just yet. Nice job there by Zane to make it the best mid lane. Monarch taking heavy damage. They lead him with the Cthulhu stun. And the cascade damage pounding in there. Make quick work. And they do end up cleaning up, even though they got denied that first kill on the Magnus. They are going to bring a rotation here into the mid lane, at least for the time being. Imba boy doing good. Still a little bit behind Cthulhu. Mid lane. Heavy harassment onto Kraken, but he does make good use of the tsunami charge, doing his best to punish any type of opportunity that they give him to get out of position. And you do love to see that. This is not the most ideal lane for your mid lane to get a good start. In the top lane, harassing Magnus under the tower, he does disjoint that Comet Stun with the Steam Bath. Something I had not previously thought about. Forgot you can do that. So that's going to come in handy. And you see there, kept him alive. Behemoth, get the Fisher Stun. It's not enough to keep him alive this time. And Zane being active, got those early Striders. And definitely making some rotations here to punish them. You see Madman taking full advantage of that again. More action in the mid lane. Kraken tries to get in range to Tsunami Charge, but putting himself in that position hurt quite a bit. Forced to fall back, and they got to watch out. This Behemoth is super active. He's keeping himself topped off with those mana potions and just lending that little bit of extra helping hand to make this work. But we can see bottom tower about to fall. They've left Madman completely to his own devices. And he's taken full advantage of that. Now top farm in the game. Top farm on his team. In lane, Cthulhuphant taking heavy damage. And with what you got, locking him down with that... can't see the creeps under him. Yep, it is a Skeleton King. I wasn't going to say it if I couldn't see it, but they hold him in place. That was a well-needed kill on the top farmer for the Hellborn team. But FA going to start to slowly pull ahead here with these jungle camps, as well as basically just having complete free farm. Magma's going to see if he can't steal anything. Doesn't get it with the hatchet, unfortunately. Mid lane Cascade coming out onto Kraken. He does have that bottle now, though. And shared tangos coming out. Magnus rotates out of top lane. He really doesn't want to die here. He pops a battery. Gets a nice two-man Lava Surge out. Again, still no boots. You can see he's trying to juke and jive through these trees, but the Aurora gives him that vision. And they finish the job. And that cost him quite a bit. Dive in the tower there. Missed about a little bit of the creep wave, but as long as you get the kill, it's almost always worth it. Gold leads slightly in favor of the Legion team, despite it being 3-1. Mostly on this Madman, who's just pretty much gotten every creep kill available in the game so far. They definitely need it. Cthulhuphant playing around in the jungle. He's got a little bit of a stack here. Again, Magnus in trouble. He does now have the red boots. Should be able to stay alive a little bit longer, one would hope. But at the same time, the boots are picked up on both of his opponents in the lane, so he's going to have to play this extremely safe. His team still has the experience advantage, though, so let's see. Behemoth looks to punish again. Comes in with a Lava Surge, gets it off. They follow up immediately, timing these stuns perfect. They do not have a Revelation Ward down, and the Ophelia heal will keep him alive. In the meantime, rotation mid lane, they get a pick off onto Rift Walker. So nice little shifting of the tides here. Looks like that top lane may not be long for this world, though, as they pour in these attacks. Zane at the ready with the Fisher. Magnus wants nothing to do with this. Toe to toe, but my man's pressuring that tier 2 tower already. Very aggressive placement by one of these heroes. It's really hard to kill at this point in the game. He's maxed out the stock in the barrel roll build. He's got a lot of magic damage potential too, clearing waves quickly, clearing out camps, and if he's needed, even participate in a fight. Looks like they might be setting up over here on mid lane. We see Angelo rotate into the middle lane for the first time this game. Only level 4. Don't got to worry about that swap. Cthulhuphant working on jungle camps. Pretty passive, laid back at the time now for Hellborn. And they've kind of closed this gap after that tower kill. Pretty negligible, 600-700 gold at this point. Rotations onto the mid. Andromeda taking heavy damage. Nice job by Ophelia. Taking the long way around. Not the most ideal target, but one that they can take and snowball into this middle lane. And this tower is just melting. Hellborn team reacting a little bit slow here. No TPs. They're all opting to walk. Tower moves down to about 20%. Who will start it off? They do notice Cthulhu trying to come in there. Oh, using that obliterate. Lava Surge locks him down immediately. Riftwalker gets a two-man stun. More damage to follow up from that Forsaken Archer ultimate. And Cetalidium might be in trouble here. He's spamming that bottle, swapping out those steam boots. Manages to get away by managing that perfectly. Ends up being a decently even trade. Ophelia looks like she lost most of her creeps in that action, so that's not always the most fortunate thing, but they do get the mid tower, which is a pretty important part. Getting that map control established. Still, toe-to-toe, Imba Boy and Panty Sucks within 15 GPM of each other. But really, it's the rest of the guys on the Legion team. Just kind of an overall advantage, again, slightly because of the tower gold. But every little bit helps, especially when you're looking at Kraken and Magnus, huge initiators. If they can get a great start, they're one of those guys that do not let up. Let's see if they can't look to continue this momentum. Legion team going to be gathering up. Ooh, a nice invisibility rune. There are some sentry or rev wards up, but they are going to spot one out there. Question is, will they get it down before the invis gets revealed? Looks like the invis is going to be revealed, so that's going to allow... So lucky, FA might get away here, but Magnus so close, does get in range of the Lava Stun Surge. They're going to try to punish this one big time, but they don't want to overextend. Big rotations coming in to protect Imba Boy. 4 men for the Hellborn team in this jungle. And at the very least, they force a nice rotation. Meanwhile, Madman gets to continue to clean up halfway to his Runed Axe. Runed Cleaver. The item that's changed its name 1,000 times. Or so we think. I mean, it's a great game for Lincolns, but don't see that happening. So, nice ancient stack sitting here on the Hellborn team. Hopefully they can protect that. Give it to FA soon. Magnus getting in position in this bottom lane. He's kind of starved, but almost at level 7, which is kind of all you need on one of these underfarmed Magnus to be super effective. He's got the 3-point Lava Surge. He's gonna come in and immediately does not channel it, actually. They don't need it. They're gonna finish off the Behemoth, and the rest of the team's rotating in. Might be looking to pressure this tier 2 tower already. Ophelia's not fully showing if she's committed or not, and I like that. Looks like they're trying to maybe capitalize on Cthulhu getting out of position in the mid lane. Kraken going down. Forced a defensive use of that release the Kraken. And they are going to go a trade toe-to-toe. Cthulhu immediately obliterated. They're going to pour in these auto attacks as quick as they can. They know there's big rotation. Behemoth with that short respawn timer. Leads in with a Fisher, but doesn't really connect. So no follow-up kill. Hellborn team will kind of walk away from this cleanly after dumping in the auto attacks on that tower, taking it down 30-40%. Monarch way out in the front lines here. Not afraid to die if it's going to mean big gains for the rest of his team, but that aggressive, bold positioning was enough to keep Hellborn team from reacting on it. They are definitely not wanting to lose these towers. You can see they're making an effort to, well, their best effort to stop the Ophelia snowballing, but she's still able to. She's already got the Astrolabe and the Sorcery Boots, so a walking refill station for her team. Grouping up is definitely benefiting them. Magnus going to rotate up top lane, get some solo experience. Taking out this little steam bath. Makes that critical level 7. And soon he will have that critical Blood Chalice to make sure that he's always got mana for his combo. Things are looking pretty good for Busk No GG right now, but we can never count out Team Tim. We know they shine exceptionally, especially in the later stages of the game, and basically biding the time and waiting until the fight is to their advantage. Don't think count them out yet, but Satellidium working closer towards that portal key. And the Runed Cleaver finished on Madman. Exceptional job for him farming. Doesn't have that split shot to work with that FA does. Look at the top lane. Ophelia and her entire creep sitting under Veiled Rot. She knows Rift's in the area. She just saw the creep get spawned. Ooh. Doesn't get vision. That's a striding Riftwalker. Very quick. Volca gets away with it this time. Just a little job there. Let me talk a lot about the Magnus impact. Behemoth hits that level 7. Getting level 4 Fisher. Don't know if he's going to grab Enrage. He hasn't grabbed either one yet. Riftwalker getting a position to maybe drop a wormhole. This is the only tier 1 left standing. Ophelia is clearly showing that she's up here and she's interested. But a nice play here. I like how it's just her. She's only pushing this solo. So Riftwalker's not really going to want to commit an ulti here. Splitting up both teams, taking the Ancients. Madman getting a lot of gold off of this one here. Magnus diving the top tower. Lava Surge onto Riftwalker. Good, catches her in the woods. Follow-up stuns. He's going to channel that Eruption just to make sure that there's quick work. No rotation from the Hellborn team. They're well and ready to give that up. The tower hasn't taken much damage yet. They had to dive way past the creep wave to get that as well. Going for an early Kongor kill here. Activating that Berserk. Freshly skilled into. Looks like they're making a decent attempt at it here. They rotate Ophelia in. Gonna help. Doesn't have her creeps in the circle. There we go. A little Lava Surge to lock it down. They give up a tier 1 bottom tower for this. Looks like they're perfectly fine with that. As far as the gold exchange goes, it's pretty decent, and they've got their most important tower in mid still standing strong. That being said, look at Zane. He's been quietly working his way towards that, and that is a very, very early portal key for a position 4 Behemoth. I don't think that Legion team's going to expect this. He does have Shockwave available, and he did skill into the level 3 heavyweight, so it's going to be deadly if he can get in position onto those Ophelia creeps. I like that they prioritize that on him. And look at this. Just like that, all that work, getting the early tower advantage. We've seen this before by Busk No GG, where they get comfortable just making these exchanges that it's not always super apparent. And now they lose the tier 2 bottom as they pressure the tier 2 top, and things kind of even out a bit in terms of the map coverage. We do not see a portal key on Magnus, though he is getting extremely close, flash farming with that Volcanic Touch. Not skilled, actually. He's just doing it purely on Steam Bath. What a champion. He is under Vision of Andromeda, and there's 3 enemy heroes. Got this Behemoth. Did Madman spot him? I don't think he did. Oh, locks in with the Shockwave. Bold move, dropping the Shockwave on a single hero with nobody else around, but it's just enough to lock him in place, and that's a big punishment. 50 seconds down. He is not going to be able to utilize that in the mid lane. Action on the Riftwalker. Tablets herself out, but it's not enough. Again, we see the same thing. Committing that. Release the Kraken. A big AoE ultimate on a single target. This time it's Riftwalker. The difference being they are able to punish them for it. That was a deep dive. And, Riftwalker, pretty important hero to keep shut down, but don't know if it was worth it. They do get the portal key on the Magnus, so right in time with the Behemoth. Ophelia gotten some action down onto Cthulhu Font, and they rotate in. Lava Surge. It is beautiful back and forth going here. Every time somebody gets punished, the other team has an answer for it. We can see these almost no gold disparity still here. 18 minutes in the game. Double damage. Is that what I hear on a FA? Looks like they might go for Kongor with this. They got a couple creeps of their own. He went for the Whispering Helm build. This is going to allow him a little bit more survivability, and he's even going for An early Shrunken Head. I don't blame him against a hero like Magnus. You want to make sure that you can stand your ground and not have to run in fair. I mean, they've got the Andros swap. They've got a lot of follow-up. The Blink Shockwave. Wormhole. I mean, if you try to single out this Forsaken Archer, you're going to have a real hard time killing her with that supporting cast and itemizing to guarantee that she can withstand the fight. So, I don't know how she does it, but she's already starting to pull ahead now substantially over Madman. He was dead for some time with that death earlier, but quite a bit of growth between them here. That Shrunken Head already completed. And it looks like Zayn just going to babysit FA now. I mean, he's clearing these waves so fast. He's got the extra stun with the Skeleton King. Rotations up into the top lane. Riftwalker channeling that ultimate, but it is not going to land. Oh, just like that, another spell missed. The Tsunami Charge doesn't connect. These guys are right on top of each other. Nice two-man Lava Surge. Is he not going to channel the Eruption? But it doesn't matter. The rest of his team is going to be running anyways. So he'll save that cooldown, and this could be just one kill for them. No. Tulafont not ready to give it up, but that's a very fast Madman. Gotta stalk on out of there. Yeah, Hellborn team able to keep these lanes pressured up. We see the push the tier 2 tower in mid, well past the tier 2 power point. Tower point in bottom lane. He knows how to handle this Magnus hero. There's many, many times where he would have been stuck out of position and dead if he didn't land that just perfectly. Despite losing their Riftwalker, though, Hellborn maintains their positioning. That's a two-man Lava Surge. Andromeda running into battle with the illusion, of course. Real one gonna get away to safety. Starts stacking up more camps as Imbaboy approaches that 700 plus gold per minute marker. He gets his next huge item, that Dancing Blade. Will it be a wing bow? Only time will tell. Legion team now grouped up. Maybe gonna try to set something up here. The only visible target on the map for them being that Riftwalker. And of course, Imbaboy cashing in. Up in the top lane. Other than that, we got the Soul's Bulwark picked up on the Kraken. Gonna try to pierce a bit of that armor. Or just stack it up themselves to deal with the negative armor. Shrunken Head now picked up on the Madman as well. And quite a bit of gold in the bank. He's got the Hungry Spirit. So we'll have to see if that's going to become a symbol of rage. Most likely. It's going to be an interesting... Oh, they're going to punish. Oh, BKB. Shrunken Head activated by Kraken. Can he get around the corner for the Tsunami Charge? He does. But they are so fast. Questions. It's your job. When you're playing this Kraken, the farm on this map is just being taken up. He likes to keep the pressure up. That's the way Cylydium plays. So he gets the kill. He's punished for it. But I think in the end, it's worth it. They'll take it because with that space, they take the objective of Kongor. And you can see Hellborn team not necessarily expecting that. They kind of dipped out of mid lane as soon as that global announcement came out. A little bit of hand-holding here by both teams. Feeling the confidence, the power in numbers. Item pickup there by FA. Not too familiar with that icon, so we'll check on that in a second. See, though, the Hellborn kind of coming out. The gold is so much on this one hero, on Forsaken Archer, and it's nothing new. But we'll have to see how this ends up panning out, because there's a nice split on the gold for this Legion team. Everybody's kind of got those core items they need in these team fights to make it happen. We got the Blink, the Shrunk, and the Bulwark. Madman nearing the completion of his next big ticket item. Let's see who leads it in here. They start with Solidilium, and that's going to spell bad news for the Legion. That's kind of who you want to lead in with, so you're allowed to get that Eruption follow-up. Hellborn knows that. They're going to look to punish this. No buyback available, and they are going to melt this tower very quickly with pretty much just FA and that Wingbow shooting in. Lava Surge onto the Cthulhu Font. Not the ideal target, it's a single target. Oh no, Madman locked down. Doesn't even get to activate his Shrunken Head. And now the rest of the chips are falling. Meanwhile, in the back, they're focusing on the tower. Nice Eruption, Lava Surge combo. One man falls. Can he get two? No, he cannot. It's a buyback by Madman trying to clean up, but Andrew's going to be able to walk away. FA, man up. I don't believe man mode here by Imboboy wipes up their whole team. Unbelievable, and a lot of damage done there. Not seeing a concede vote or anything of that nature, so obviously the Hellborn team not too or the Legion team here, no Busk GG, not too scared by that 10,000 gold swing that just happened, but that's the problem. Kraken comes in, he wants to make the best work of this, but the tablet keeps Imboboy alive, and he realizes he has to turn around. Similar Rage activated on the creeps. FA keeping herself topped off. I love the play though by Sat today and on the Kraken, and just in general, you need to make
Let's get it on.
All right, folks, back underway here. Sorry for that. A little bit of an internet hiccup going on there, but should be all resolved now. Let's try to pick up where we left off. Hellborn team in great shape after that successful pick-off on the Kraken. Turned it into a siege on mid, where they cleaned up all of the structures and forced out 2 buybacks. Now they're going to grab the Kongor and look to continue the snowball scouting coming out by Slasky's Nightcrawler. Andromeda pops that off real quick, and looks like Hellborn's going to march their way up into the high ground to start to put the next nail in the coffin. Given that this is a best-of-3 series, this is only game 1 for anybody who's just joining us. Busk no GG on the Legion side, Team Tim on the Hellborn team. Team Tim, this was a very, very close game, and one team fight tilted it in this favor, so don't count Legion team out just yet, but they got to be careful. Do not want to get Magnus almost gets picked off early on. They're doing what they can. The positioning of this Cthulhu Font making it very difficult for Legion to do anything. Magnus comes in with a Lava Surge, does connect onto a decent target. That's FA. Lockdown before she gets the Shrunken Head off. That's a big pick off here. Cthulhu Font going to be forced to run. In the meantime, they are pouring those auto attacks into him. Ophelia manages to stay alive. They finally get the Cthulhu Font. And just like that, a little bit of a shift here. They got too aggressive. They didn't expect that Lava Surge to come in. I don't know exactly how FA got caught out there, but she bought back. They want to go in. They said, we still got all our major cooldowns. We've got the Wormhole. We've got the Shockwave. We need to keep the pressure up. They burned everything on the Legion team to keep this up. Let's see what they can do to answer this siege. Imboboy coming in with a 2-man Lava Surge, but this time he gets the Shrunken off, and they are all terrified of these auto attacks pouring out by FA. You can see that was like 3 shots to kill the Magnus. Further pushing that gap back with the piercing arrows. Does not even need to use the Symbol of Rage yet. But if you know Satellitium is going to jump on any opportunity that's given, no, he's going to get pulled in. Andromeda using that offensive swap in the follow-up Wormhole, locking down Ophelia and Madman. I don't know how much they're going to be able to get back in here. Kraken gets a huge tsunami charge off and powers off that damage, but it's just not enough to finish anything. Defensive Shrunken Head activated. Legion team not going to come back from this one. Their base gets eaten up. The buyback paid off. Hellborn knew what they needed to do to finish this game off, and that was a brilliant little bit of a turnaround there. But, wow.